The New York Yankees' biggest need this offseason, and Brian Cashman has said it multiple times, it's pitching, pitching, and a little bit more pitching. So, I have 3 pitchers the New York Yankees could target this offseason. The first player coming up here is a player that I absolutely love, and it's Dallas Keuchel, who's a left-handed pitcher. And since the Yankees are in definite need of a left-handed starter like Keuchel, I think there's a reason that they could go out and get him. So Scott Boras has already come out and said, the Andy Pettitte of our generation. Now, I'll be the first to say I hate when anybody uses our generation because what the heck does that even mean? But Scott Boras is the agent of big-name players like Bryce Harper, and the fact that he's also representing Dallas Keuchel, he wants a lot of money, but Andy Pettitte was one of the best Yankees pitchers of all time, and the fact that Boras is making that comparison, I think is like trying to dangle something in front of the New York Yankees saying, hey, come out and get my guy. And here's maybe my favorite thing that Dallas Keuchel came out and said. He's willing to shave his beard to play for the New York Yankees, something that I absolutely love to hear. Here are the top destinations for Dallas Keuchel, though, according to BetDSI. The Cincinnati Reds sitting there at the top with plus 220 odds. Then the Houston Astros sitting there at plus 350 odds. The New York Yankees coming in at plus 500 odds. Then the LA Angels at plus 1,500. The San Francisco Giants at plus 3,000. Then there's the field at plus 1,500. I think the Yankees are an interesting team, but I would be really surprised if the Yankees let Dallas Keuchel go back to the Houston Astros because the Astros are the team that ultimately knocked out the Yankees, and that would be a tough pill to swallow to see one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher right now in free agency, go to the team that kicked you out of the playoffs. So if I'm going to put money down, though, I'm going to put money down on the field. That's just personally, I think Dallas Keuchel is going to go somewhere else and try to get a nice big fat paycheck. So who was the Yankees' best starting pitcher last season? There's a reason the Yankees are out there looking for new arms to add. I think it's Luis Severino. I think he was one of the better players. He didn't have as good of a season as he did last year, but still a 3.91 ERA. He was an innings eater, 191 innings pitched this past year. For me, that's who I think the best Yankees pitcher was this past year. But I want to know from you, so please comment below. The next pitcher that's on the Yankees' radar is an interesting one, and it's James Paxton. He's not maybe necessarily a big-name guy like Dallas Keuchel or the next player who I'm going to mention, but he is still under contract with the Seattle Mariners, and the Seattle Mariners have stated that they just want to sell. They want to sell, and they want to get some young prospects, and the fact that they're willing to make Paxton available, the Yankees are interested. So according to Ken Rosenthal, the New York Yankees have already been talking to the Seattle Mariners about adding Paxton. The other suitors for Paxton are the Boston Red Sox and the Houston Astros. I can guarantee you the New York Yankees does not want to see James Paxton in either the Boston Red Sox red or orange with the Houston Astros. So if the Yankees want to go out and get Paxton, what are they going to have to do? What are they going to have to give up? Here's a projected trade that I have that the Yankees could do in order to get Paxton in those pinstripes. They could give up Estevan Florial, who's an outfielder who has seen, he's like a roller coaster ride. There's times that he flashes and you're like, dang, this guy is really good. And there's other times you're like, man, I can't believe he even plays baseball. Justice Sheffield is a young pitcher in the Yankees system who a lot of teams are looking for. And heck, Paxton, a left-handed pitcher, could add Sheffield, who is also a left-handed pitcher. And then Garrett Whitlock, another right-handed pitcher to add to the Mariners. So I think if the Yankees want to make a trade for Paxton, this is something that could ultimately end up happening. If you like watching MLB games and you want to bet on them all season, there's one place to do it. It's at BetDSI. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code LIVE120 for a 120% deposit bonus. If you want to put $50 down on Dallas Keuchel going to the New York Yankees, guess what? You're going to get $60 for free when you sign up at BetDSI. So again, chatsports.com/bet. Shout out to BetDSI for hooking up Chat Sports with the best promo code on the internet. Next player coming up here who the Yankees could target this offseason in a trade, it's Corey Kluber. Corey Kluber, the 2-time Cy Young winner, and personally one of my favorite pitchers. The 32-year-old still looks young in that arm. It looks fresh. Cashman said, we need to reinforce our pitching. What better way to reinforce your pitching than getting Corey Kluber, who's thrown over 200 innings for 4 straight years. An absolute innings eater, and he showed that he can handle the big-time spotlight, pitching really well in the postseason. The Yankees have only 3 starting pitchers under contract thus far since they just signed CC Sabathia, Masahiro Tanaka, and Luis Severino. So adding Corey Kluber to the starting rotation would be really interesting for the New York Yankees. What would that take, though? What would the New York Yankees have to give up in order to bring Corey Kluber to the pinstripes? The player, Justin Sheffield. You're going to see him a lot in trade talks. And then Clint Frazier. Clint Frazier came over from the Indians to the Yankees in a trade a few years ago for a relief pitcher that I can't think of right now, but he came over, and Clint Frazier was one of the Indians' top picks in 2013. So, with that being said, Corey Kluber to the New York Yankees for Justice Sheffield and Clint Frazier. Who are the top pitchers on the Yankees' radar? Let's cycle back through them one more time. It's Dallas Keuchel, who is the only free agent on this list, a left-handed pitcher that would add tremendous depth to the starting rotation. Corey Kluber, right-handed pitcher, and then James Paxton of the Mariners. But this show is not about me. I want to know from y'all, which pitcher would you want the most? Out of all those three names that I just listed, would you want Dallas Keuchel, type K? Would you want James Paxton, type P? Or would you want Corey Kluber, type CK? Which pitcher would you want the New York Yankees to target the most?